Good morning and warm welcome to everyone. I am Kudri. Welcome you to this session of reproduction in plants. Okay. In this session, lastly we have studied this sexual reproduction. Okay. First of all, let's go once again with this reproduction definition. Definition of reproduction. So the production of new individuals from their parents is known as reproduction. Okay, that's it. That the production of new individuals from their parents one. Okay, this is simply known as reproduction. After this, these are the modes of reproduction. Okay, in which we have studied about these vegetative parts, reproductive parts, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. So mainly, let's go with this. In asexual reproduction, plants can give rise to new plants without using seeds. Okay, without the use of seeds. And in sexual reproduction, new plants are obtained from seeds. Okay. In last lecture, we have studied about this sexual reproduction. Okay. In which we have studied about stamen and pistil also. So let's go for this. In sexual reproduction, new plants are obtained from seeds. Okay, this is the definition we have studied for the flowers are the reproductive part of a plants. Okay, let me recollect the example of mango tree we have given for this reproductive parts. Okay, in plant. Okay, and that's it. There's the flower only. So you can simply observe that in spring, this mango tree are getting some flowers on it. Okay, and where we are getting this mango in the summer. So this flower is reproductive part of a plant. So this is the male reproductive part, okay, which is called as stamen. Okay, so this is the stamen in which anther and filaments are included, and this anther is simply we can say something made of a pollen grains only. Okay, here you are given definition also, definition of something more important topic about anther. That anther contains pollen grains which produce male gametes. Okay, male gametes. This is a stamen. This is male reproductive parts. Okay, and this anther contains pollen grains which produce male gametes. So we have already discussed that this anther contains some pollen grains, and these pollen grains are covered with a layer. Okay, or we can say protective coat. Also we can call. So this is the pollen grains, and these produce male gametes. After this is pistil. Okay, this second finger is pistil, and it is female reproductive part of a flower. Okay. Hmm. Okay, and this female gamete is simply known as egg also. Okay, so we have studied about this, and this oval is included in this ovary. Okay, if you will cut this ovary, then you will observe this oval also. Okay, so this is a stigma. Okay, and this is style by which this male reproductive parts are going to the ovary. Wait for a while. Sorry, it was a problem of charging. So this is ovary and oval. Okay, in female reproductive part, which is known as pistil. So next one is, we already studied this unisexual and bisexual flowers. So the flowers which can here in next we can say upcoming topics like pollination and this fertilization, in which you are going to study about this unisexual and bisexual flowers only. Okay, indirectly you are studying these both only. So the flowers which contain either only the pistil or only the stamens, okay, are called unisexual flowers. Mane, either only the pistil or only the stamen, okay, only one reproductive part, either male or female. Okay, and the flower contain both stamen and pistil are simply known as bisexual flowers. Okay, these are the examples that you are given, that corn, papaya, and cucumber produce unisexual flowers, whereas mustard, rose, and petunia have bisexual flowers. Okay. Hmm. So this is the topic we are going to study about, okay, today. That is pollination. Okay. So what is pollination actually? So as we have discussed further that this anther is actually included in this stamen only. Okay, so we can say that this must be male reproductive parts. Okay, because it is including anther only. Okay, as it is in this flower also. This is male reproductive part, and it is a stamen. Okay, while this stigma. Okay, both of these are stigma, and that's why this is a female reproductive part and it is pistil. So this anther includes some pollen grains, okay, in it, with having some protection coat, we can say. So when this coat is being, we can say, this pollen grains becomes dry and it goes to the stigma, okay, from this anther, because these pollen grains are very lighter, we can say. Okay, so it can be lent to another one, okay, simply on stigma with the help of air or even by water also. Okay, so these pollen grains lands from anther to the stigma one. Okay, see, like this or this one. So if this pollen grains lands from anther to stigma, okay, of the self one, okay, like here you are given the definitions of this self pollination and cross pollination. I hope everybody of you have textbook right now, and on the page number 138. You see, first of all, the transfer of pollen grain, the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma, okay, as we have studied, from anther to the stigma of a flower is simply called as pollination. Okay, if the pollen lands on the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same plant, okay, same flower or another flower of the same plant, then it is simply called as self pollination. Okay, if any plant have some different flowers, we can say one is like this, one is here. Okay, then if this anther is lands from the same flower or another flower of a same plant, then this is known as self pollination. While the pollen of a flower lands on the stigma of a flower of a different plant of the same kind, okay, then it is called cross pollination. Okay, so these are the two types of pollination, we can say. One is self pollination and the second one is cross pollination. Okay, so next part is fertilization. Okay, so after completing this pollination, when these male gametes, okay, and these female gametes from stigma are getting fused, okay, we can say, and it produces a zygote. Okay, so the cell which results after fusion of the gametes is simply called as a zygote. The process of fusion of male and a female gametes to form a zygote is simply called as fertilization. Okay, so it's very simple that after the fusion of male and female gametes, we are getting a zygote. Okay, zygote is a cell, we can say, and fertilization is a process. Okay, that's the basic difference here we have to study about. The zygote develops into embryo. Okay, see, this is the pollen grain. After it, with the help of this pollen tube, it connects with this ovum, we can say. Okay, and here is the zygote formation occurs. Okay, so simply the cell which results after fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, after the fusion of male and female gametes, the cell results. Okay, a cell results, and it is known as zygote. Okay, and this whole process is simply known as fertilization. Okay, let's go for it. The process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. Okay, quite obvious that this male and female gametes are forming a zygote. Okay, so is called as fertilization. So the zygote is a cell, and this fertilization is a whole process of this male and female gametes and forming a zygote. Okay, so these are the basics about the sexual reproduction. And in upcoming session, we are going to study about fruit and seeds formation. Okay, fruits and seed formation and seed dispersal also. Okay, as soon as possible, we will complete this chapter also. There are only two remaining topics. So hopefully, we are going to complete this chapter in next lecture only. Okay. Thank you very much. That's it for today.